Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. This broke my heart. This definitely broke my heart hearing this come from Duno, bro. Duno's in here dressed with camouflage, looking like a tree log. Like, nah, brother. This wasn't it. This wasn't it. You got a certain responsibility as well when you sit in front of that mic, pause. But running a podcast and being as big as you are on the West Coast, I'm sure in the East Coast, a lot of people don't know who Duno is, but in the West Coast, the no jumper realm and all that, Duno, you know, Figmunity, all that. He's well known. And he's always been shown love from this side of the culture. And I can kind of fairly try to understand what he's saying about older people hating, but dating another race to better your culture is crazy. That part is where you really lose me. See, when Lefty Gunplay said what he said, that he wants his daughter, if she was to date somebody not from any other races, he would rather them stay to his race because he's a Mexican man and he would love to see her with somebody in his race. Yo, that I can even though that's crazy, but I can still understand that a little bit more. Like, all right, cool. I guess he just wants to, you know, to be with his same culture and keep the culture going.
Well, you said that you wouldn't let your daughter date a black guy.
Yes, sir.
You still feel that way?
You know what? It's not that I feel that way. It's just I wanted to shed light to a lot of homes in the San Gabriel Valley, East LA, shit like Latino communities that have been like that. And I'm the one that's trying to break that barrier. But at the end of the day, if my baby girl's happy with an Asian, with a white, with a black guy, I'm not going to beat her down for it. That's cool. But my preference would be that she be with a man of my skin color. Am I wrong for that?
But you're half white.
Yeah, just Latino. I was raised Latino.
Okay, but you're half white. You're just as white as you are Latino, right? Let's just keep it 100.
I'm an essay. Like, all my tattoos, I got Sureño across my face. Like,
I understand that, but but your DNA is half white. So if your daughter dated a straight white guy, would you have any problem with that?
Man, I don't.
Because she
you know
is.
What? You're getting me there because I never looked at myself like I'm white. I never did.
Right.
I'm an essay. Like I'm not tripping. I was raised Spanish. Hablo español con mi abuelita y mi mamá. Así me enseñaron. My dad never raised me.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm the skin color of my mom and my grandma. I would want her to be with somebody. Don't try to twist me up. I would want her to be with somebody from my skin color, just as well as I'm pretty sure a lot of blacks would want their daughter to be with a black man. I would want my daughter to be with a Hispanic dude like me. You know what I'm saying? But if she's happy with that dude, then she's happy, and I support it. Shout out to the blacks, shout out to the Asians, shout out to the whites, shout out to the purple people, red people, blue people. You know what I'm saying? But I would want her first preference to be with a man that look like me. You know what I'm saying? Because why not? I just want to keep my bloodline the same. And I went through this, man. You're bringing it back up, but nah, man. Everybody already embraced me. Like, am I wrong for saying that? But if she was happy with a black dude, I'll embrace him.
But to say dating another race, I wouldn't want you to date that race, but that race over there is gonna make our culture a lot better. That was nasty word. And it was nastier is that you always want us and our side of the culture to go out there for any protest. That's the part that drives me crazy. When shit pop off, you're not asking them that's gonna make your culture look better to go stand with you. You asking us to go out there and stand and protest and put in and start screaming and everything. That's the part that irritates me. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's the part right there that just irritates me.
Going to save the Latinos. And I clap for the African American community that has not come out because it is not. I do. We didn't do shit for them.
I get it. I get
masses,
it. But I don't.
Me and you support, but in masses, we didn't support anything that was going with them. Latinos look at Cubans specifically. I'm not gonna talk about any other community because I'm not part of that community, even though I'm a Latina with them. Cubans talk shit about African Americans. Cubans did not support African Americans. Cubans think that they all victimized themselves.
And he just called Figmunity ghetto a couple days ago. And that was wild with T-Rel. If you guys haven't seen that video when we reacted to that, go check that out. But Duno's been on the run.
Man, you the gonna be like some shit ghetto and nasty and I ain't going.
And
you
right.
be the first one to say that.
And you right.
You be the first one to say that.
And you right.
So I said it one time and you mad.
No, you
mad. You mad. I'm not mad.
You know what you say after
mad.
that? Hold on, don't say. You can't say that shit over there. That's ghetto. Don't say that shit.
Yeah, but you don't say it on the radio either.
No, don't say that shit. Don't say.
Yeah, you don't say it on the radio either.
Don't do none of that shit. You can't do that shit.
Y'all know what's funny about all this shit?
Never has that ever came to mind. The word ghetto is being misinterpreted. You're making it seem like...
No.
Can I talk?
Whisper, tell somebody that. Who is whispering telling?
No, let him tell.
Oh, no. I was for sure talking shit with me, Heather, Lexi, Chelsea, and Heather's friend. It was all of us talking shit. 100%.
Don't say all of y'all.
No. Was another one.
If you want to tell,
you asked what you said to, though.
I said, why there's this many people on the stage?
That is a fact.
That is a fact. So no. So that's the only thing. That's the only thing. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. When we're at the Novo, how many people? You do the booking. How many people are on stage when we're out there at the Novo?
Nova was clean.
Nova was clean.
Yeah,
Why? Because of the space and the room that was allowed.
Right.
At the Novo, we could have a kickback.
DoKnow's been on a cringe run the last couple weeks. I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you, bro? What's wrong with you? Because I'm about to make an executive call for the Mexican culture and trade his Mexican license with Lush One. Like, nah, Lush One, he was always an honorary Mexican. Now he's about to be official. I want you to give him your green card. Even though he's an American citizen, he's gonna have a blue and a green one. He's gonna have a blue and a green passport. Give yours to Lush. Because y'all about to trade places. Like, remember that old school Dave Chappelle skit when they had the race draft? And the Asians drafted Wu-Tang, like, nah, I'm making an executive decision. They letting go of DoKnow the tree log right now, and they go end up drafting Lush One. Because this right here was nasty work. For those that haven't seen it, let's jump into this quickly.
Like, an older Mexican man won't let his daughter date a black man, but she could date a white man.
Because of the skin color. It's almost sad because they say, pa mejorar la raza.
Yeah,
That's what they be saying.
To better the race.
Yeah.
Fuck that. So when my grandma moved to the city and my grandpa moved to the city and they met, my grandma automatically just seemed better because she was with this guy from Michoacan that was light skinned and white with green eyes, and she looked like Felipe, dark, short, and I swear to God, for my grandma just passed, but she loved my nephew more than she loved my niece.
Nah, that's wild work. Nah, that's nasty work. That's nasty work. And I'm trying to, like, you know, being Spanish myself, Dominican though, you know, they don't like us either. I ain't gonna lie to you. They're not the biggest fans of us either. 'Cause, you know, we're very different in the Caribbean then. That was nasty work, brother. That's nasty work. And the fact that you even like, yo, your grandma liked your nephew more than your niece, and I'm assuming he ain't even have to say it, but I'm assuming what he's gonna tell Bradley Martyn is because one is lighter than the other. Crazy, crazy, crazy work. And then saying this to Bradley Martyn after at all is just even nastier. And wasn't he just beefing with Viral Way? Because of his takes about hip hop and all that, and then being accepted in the culture?
But Mexican cats just start beating us up or jumping and shit. So you jumping in for us or
What
what?
side you on?
With the Mexicans?
Get in the car and start crying.
What side you on?
Wait, who's jumping who?
They jumping us.
We getting our ass whooped.
Where we at?
I don't give a f- where
Give
we
me the
at.
breakdown.
We at Echo Park.
We at Echo Park.
Man, the with the homies. Bro, you might get beat up by hipsters now. Bro, that's just so hipster up.
Yo, what the hell?
You try to change it up there?
You cold, dude.
You gonna beat us up though?
Man, if I'm down Fig and all your little homies start backing me out.
Nigga, I'm gonna help you.
Hold on, wait. You're not from Fig. I'm talking to T-Rail right now.
I'm helping crazy. And me said we ain't represent a Mexican artist. And I'm glad we have a Mexican in the building to see how he feels about
Yeah,
that.
fill me in on that. Is that the Hater World shit?
Yeah.
All right, fill me in. What did y'all see, or what is the whole take
Man, I
on
don't
that?
be watching old ass fools go back and forth about hip hop. That shit is so outplayed. This is my thing. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about this shit, fool. The reason a lot of y'all podcasts is never gonna go nowhere because y'all stuck in a circle like this. The reason y'all probably never do a live show and all this shit is because y'all start talking about the same shit over and over and over and over and over. Your podcast is never gonna elevate if you're fools. If your whole content is based off arguing with another podcast the whole time, back and forth, and that goes for any podcast.
Pigeonhole yourself.
You're. If you don't know how to make content without having a beef with somebody, just stop podcasting. You're making us look bad.
Pigeonhole.
I've been having too many successful podcasts. I'm blessed. I'm grateful. And not everything was based off. That shit is all played. I get it. They both have a point of view, but it just seems like all that it's for is content. I don't think none of them really care as much as they make it seem and screaming on the mic. That shit is so outplayed, fool. I'm over that whole scene, fool. That shit is so like, don't fucking talk if you're a visitor. And then Haters World, which I don't. They're both going back in Hater World, like, we're only gonna let you go as far as they go. I'm like, bro. Who gives a fuck, man? People are winning, fool. Peso is doing amazing for himself.
Yeah.
Lefty's doing amazing for himself. Ojeezy and Santa Fe Clan are about to go on tour, fool. If you feel like, fool, you're not even a rapper. How do you know what they're stopping people to do? And in the viral way, like if you're visitors, then you have these rappers, have these black rappers in LA wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for us. So are we visitors or are we putting money in your pocket? So which ones are we, fool? Because if all of us were to stop listening to your music, there would be careers. So there'll be nothing to visit. Because you guys wouldn't have a career. So shut up with all that shit. Have these so when you go to a live show for FMW, it's 10% black and 90% Mexican. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Drop a bomb.
So am I a visitor?
Exactly. Do know.
Let 'em cook.
So
Let 'em
what? Am I a visitor in podcasting?
Shit.
Am I a visitor in podcasting?
No.
I don't want to hear that shit. That shit is all played, fool. All the visitors. There would be no Tupac career if it wasn't for a Latino Mexican. I'm gonna put that right now. The fool that produced a lot of his bangers was Mexican. What's his name?
Johnny Cinco.
I forgot
What's his name?
Johnny J.
All that
Johnny J,
visitor
Johnny J.
shit, all that stopping people. Who gives a people food? Peso.
Okay, so that's where I'm gonna stop it now.
The Tupac? Come on. Wait.
Bro.
Tupac.
Can I?
There would be no Tupac without Hispanics. It's crazy work. And even beyond diabolical at this
Wait,
point.
can I just say
no?
hold on,
no,
bro.
no. The Tupac shit is crazy. Ever since they didn't came out and found out that a Hispanic has done beats for Tupac, they've been running with this narrative that Tupac wouldn't be nothing without it. Tupac would have been Tupac with or without them beats. And there was one album, All Eyes on Me, and this was never no secret. Exactly. And we never discredit any amount of production that comes from Hispanics in hip hop. But at the end of the day, Tupac made the music. Blacks supported Tupac just as much as y'all did. So that was just wild to me. And to sit here and say, like, we sit here and just beef with everybody, that's because y'all don't tune into the content.
I'm telling you, yo, Duno has been in a run is getting people pissed off with his takes. Like, there's some things you got to keep in your mind, brother. There's some things you got to keep in your mind. Also, you got to lay off that show with AD. You got to lay off that show with AD. And I'm telling you that because I know your LDL is high as hell. I know that LDL is through the roof. I know. I can see it. I can see it. That LDL cholesterol is through the roof, my brother. You got to relax. You got to relax. Positivity is what you got to start preaching, my brother. Start preaching positivity and start hitting the gym. Those are the two things that I wish you could do in 2025. It's only halftime right now. Look at it. We just in June. It's just halftime. You've had a crazy first half in 2025. I'm not going to lie to you, Duno. You've had a crazy first half in 2025. But his only second half is coming now. So just, you gotta turn this around. You gotta turn this around. Sub to the channel, guys. Let me know down below, man. Do you guys agree with what Duno is saying in this video? I hope you don't. I'm gonna answer it for you. I hope you don't, brother. I hope you don't. Have you ever heard old Spanish people talk like that before? We've heard crazy things prior, but not to this extent. Remember, again, I'm Caribbean, so I've never heard nothing like this in my household. This was a crazy turn. This was a drastic turn.